Greetings from ASPE. Thank you for taking the time to review this brief video about the CPD examination. My name is Pam Rosenberg, and I'm the Director of Education and Certification at ASPE. To give you a rundown of what to expect during this video, we will cover exam deadlines, CPD exam eligibility and questions, what to expect, permitted reference materials, study options, and exam registration. Here on your screen, you'll see dates about the CPD exam for 2019. Registration opened in December of 18 and it closes March 21st, 2019. The exam dates are April 3rd to the 5th, 2019. Let's start with exam eligibility. All ASPE full members are automatically eligible to sit for the exam and do not have to go through the eligibility process. If you're an ASPE member who is not a full member, such as an associate, affiliate, governmental, student, or special member, you must go through eligibility. If you're not sure what member category you're in, you must visit My Account on ASPE.org to find this. You can also speak to your local chapter officer or reference your membership card. The eligibility form can also be found on the main CPD exam webpage. Start there to begin this process. We often get questions if a person is eligible. The basics of eligibility are that a candidate must have 8 years of relevant experience. And again, as we mentioned previously, those who have to go through eligibility are non-members and ASPE members who are an associate, affiliate, governmental, student, or special. Now let's walk through a few eligibility scenarios. If you are not a full member and fall into the other membership categories, or you are non-member and have some questions, here are the basics. A 4-year degree in a related field counts towards 4 years experience. If you have a 2-year degree in a related field, this counts towards 2 years of the minimum 8 years required. To make up for the other 4 or 8 years, you are able to use work experience to do so. You may substitute professional work experience in a related field. 1 year of work experience in the industry counts towards 1 year of eligibility. If you are claiming only work experience, a minimum of 8 years in a related field qualifies you to sit for the exam. If you're a current professional engineer, registered architect, or registered landscape architect, you can count that towards 2 years of experience. If you're a current CPDT, you may count that towards 1 year of experience. Now, what to expect on the CPD exam? Well, the CPD exam is an international certification exam program for engineers and designers of plumbing systems. There are currently over 1,000 active CPDs. The CPD exam is a 3.5-hour, 100 multiple choice question exam. It is an open book exam, and you're able to take the exam at a testing center around the world near you. The current and potential future exam dates are always posted online. Now more about what to expect. There are 5 exam domains which make up the 100 questions, and again, you have 3.5 hours to complete it. Gathering information and administration make up the first 2 domains, which count for about 11 questions. Design, which is about 65 questions, so the bulk of the exam. Specifications is about 13 questions, and construction services is about 11 questions. Now, what should you expect on exam day? You'll receive an email after completing the purchase of your exam, also known as the exam confirmation email. Bring this email printed along with 2 forms of identification. Proper forms of identification include a driver's license, a photo ID, or a passport, and another form is a credit card with your name on it. We recommend double and triple checking your exam date and location ahead of time and plan for any parking or public transportation routes. You are permitted to bring in a non-programmable battery-powered calculator. ASPE does not have a list of approved or banned calculators. It is up to the candidate to determine this, and the exam proctor makes the final decision if it's approved or not. Upon entrance into the exam testing center, you will be required to leave all personal belongings in the locker provided for you. We recommend leaving anything at home that you do not want to lose. Here are a few other things to know and some extra help. All formulas and tables required to answer a specific question will be provided within the exam question. You'll also want to have a few items memorized for quick reference, and those are shown on your screen here. We also recommend you review the definitions found in Plumbing Engineering Design Handbook, Volume 1, Chapter 1. And if you are interested in taking one of our 2 practice exams, those are available on a third-party site called Reg. And that link also is available on the main CPD exam page, aspe.org/CPD exam. Now, the exam is an open book exam, and so the previous policy, we'll just review that for you briefly. Only 6 professionally bound reference materials were permitted, and the materials could not be printed at home or at a printing center. They had to be professionally bound. Now, if you had purchased a digital download of an ASPE publication, those were not to be permitted to be printed to use and bring in the testing center. Now, that has since changed. So let's review. Since 2018, exam candidates can bring in as many printed, professionally or otherwise, reference materials of their choosing. The materials do not have to be professionally bound, but any material you bring in must be bound in some fashion, whether it is a 3-ring binder, a plastic snap, spiral bounding, or screw posts. But loose paper must be bound within that. So you cannot have a 3-ring binder with loose paper in the sleeves or anything like that. Handwritten notes in the margin of any of the materials is permitted. Now, staples, sticky notes, and flags are not permitted. So if you do have a publication that has flags on it, you will have to remove them or cut them. That is just not permitted in the testing center. We do have an FAQ page that you can find that exactly on the exam page, or you can go directly aspe.org/CPD open book FAQs. Now, books are not required to take the exam, but it is an option available to you. And here's a couple of recommended books that we do advise you if you want to study or bring in to the exam with you. The CPD Review Manual, which was updated in 2017. The link is shown there on your screen. Volumes 1 to 4 of Plumbing Engineering Design Handbook, Practical Plumbing Engineering, Domestic Water Heating Design Guide, Engineered Plumbing Design 2, and Plumbing Technology. Again, the full list is on aspe.org. We keep redirecting you back to that link, but this has all the information that you're looking for. Now, here's a couple of tips. It is our recommendation that you only bring in as many materials as you truly think you will need. We don't recommend you bring in more than 6 reference materials. It is way too much to browse and review in such a short period of time, and this will limit the amount of time that you have to answer the questions. The exam, you only have 3.5 hours to answer 100 questions, so it's 210 minutes, so it's just over 2 minutes a question. So if you spend 90 seconds looking up an answer, or looking up where to find something, that leaves you just under 30 seconds to actually look and review the question. So we recommend you be smart about it and don't bring in any unnecessary publications. And here's a few study options in addition to the CPD Review Manual. We do have 2 practice tests, and as I mentioned, you can purchase those and get started at the third-party site, which is called REG. The direct link is on aspe.org. And we do have a CPD Review webinar series, which is 4 one-hour webinars. The link is shown on your screen, and it is also linked on the webpage. These options are not a guarantee to pass the examination. They are a supplement to your studies. Here you'll see the current examination fees. The fees vary if you're an ASPE member or not, and where you'll be taking the examination. A few things that have changed over the past few years is that a cancellation fee does apply now. However, there are no rescheduling fees if this is done more than 72 hours prior to your exam scheduled start time. So if you need to reschedule and you are 7 days out, there is no rescheduling fee. However, you cannot do so under 72 hours prior to the start of your exam. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of what to expect as part of the exam registration process. So the first step is either you've been approved because you've gone through eligibility or you were a full member. That's step 1. You go to this link that I have here on step 2, aspe.org/CPD exam interest. There you complete the form, which notifies ASPE that you intend to be an exam candidate. Once ASPE reviews that information, we will then send you another email stating to expect another email from Pearson Vue, which will have more information about continuing to create an account and get registered for the exam. So again, once you get that notification from Pearson, which can be up to 3 business days after you submit your interest form, you will go to the Pearson site found in that email. You will select a Pearson Professional Center to take the test, the date, the time, and you'll submit payment. I'll have some screen grabs here, which will give you more on what to expect when you're going through this process. Now, as I mentioned, candidates are taking the exams at a Pearson Professional Center only. There are over 350 Pearson Professional Centers globally. A link to find those is on aspe.org/CPD exam. There is an informational video, which we'll go over now, which gives you what to expect when you get to a Pearson Center.
So that you can perform at your best, here's an idea of what to expect when taking an exam at a Pearson Vue test center. There are security and admissions procedures to complete before testing. Your confirmation email will inform you how early to arrive for your appointment. The test administrator will confirm your appointment and exam. You will be asked to read and agree to the testing rules. Then we will check your identification. Many programs require 2 forms of ID. For example, a passport, driver's license, or credit card. Requirements vary, so be sure to check with your program for specific ID requirements. Next, the test administrator will ask you to sign your name on a digital signature pad and compare it to the signature on your ID. Depending on the exam you are taking, you may be asked to scan your palm. The scanner uses a near-infrared light source similar to a TV remote to scan the veins in your palm. The information is converted to a digital template and used to prevent anyone from testing under your identity. The process is simple, accurate, and eliminates many of the privacy concerns associated with other biometrics. Next, we'll take your photo. All personal data, including your photo, are securely transmitted and stored with your test results. The next step is to store all your belongings in a locker or other secure area. Items like a watch, wallet, purse, phone, other smart devices, or any other personal effects are not allowed in the testing room. The proctor will check for personal items each time you enter the testing room. You'll be asked to pull back your hair to show there are no electronic devices present, lift your tie or hood to show that nothing is concealed, and roll up your sleeves. We'll request that you turn out your pockets, run your hands around your waistline and down your legs. Lastly, you will remove your glasses and place them on a desk for visual inspection. Once you've completed the admissions process, you'll be given an erasable noteboard and escorted to your workstation in the testing room. When your exam launches, you will be monitored by the proctor and audio or video recorded. When you reach a scheduled break, if one is included in your exam, or if you need to take an unscheduled break, simply raise your hand and the proctor will assist you. You will need to show your ID or repeat the palm vein scan each time you leave and return to the testing room. When your exam is complete, raise your hand and the proctor will escort you out of the testing room. Depending on which exam you take, you may receive your score report when you exit. Once you retrieve your personal items from the secured area, your testing experience is complete. Should you need accommodations, visit your program's page on pearsonvue.com and click on Accommodations. There you'll find the details of when and how to request a modification. All of us at Pearson Vue wish you a smooth and successful testing experience.
So now I was mentioning an email to expect from Pearson Vue, and this is a sample of what the exam email will look like coming from Pearson. It has your information, candidate ID, and then also at the bottom it says there's a link to create an account. Let's go ahead and get started there. So you will see the screen, you'll be brought to this screen, and you will pull the information from that Pearson Vue email, write the first and last name exactly how it is written, as well as the candidate ID. On the next page, you will see an exam that you have been pre-approved for. Again, you will see this on the next page, schedule the exam. On this page, you will see an exam fee which is higher than you would expect than if you were an ASPE member, but we will get to that. Then you will be brought to a page where you can choose the exam center available to you. You can put in your address, a zip code. One thing to keep in mind is, say you live in Chicago, but you're going to be in Indianapolis the week the exam is administered. It does not matter where you take the exam. So whatever is available to you, you may be traveling or you may be on vacation. Don't worry about that. You can take it anywhere as long as there is space available. So you select one of the centers. You select the date and the time. So you highlight April 4th, April 5th. So if a date is available, you click that, and then it will show you the available start time. So we've chosen April 4th. We have April 5th as is an example here. April 5th, 8 a.m., you will see the location of the exam. And then again, you do see a price here, which is a little bit different than if you are a member. You proceed to checkout. You will confirm your name and your telephone number and any other information that is provided about you. You will agree to the policies. And then on the next page, this is where you will see an opportunity to put in the member promo code. So add voucher or promo code, this is where you will put that in. You will update it and it will show the new price if you are a member, and the code is member CPD 2019, and this will also be provided to you in an email that you receive from us acknowledging that we receive your interest to take the exam. You will update the price, you will submit payment, and then that's it. And here's reminders of the exam dates. The exam dates are April 3rd to the 5th. Registration opened in December, and online registration closes March 21st, and this is a firm date. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and you can get in touch with us at certification@aspe.org, or you can visit our webpage at aspe.org/CPD exam.